All right, I'm still out on the road, traveling, working with agents, and getting a little bit of vacation in as well. So this week, I wanted to share a couple of talks that I gave at some recent insurance conferences that I think will be beneficial to you. These aren't just about the insurance industry, this is about life, right? Because our life as business owners, as insurance agents, our life affects our business. So take a listen to these. Hopefully they will be of help to you as the lessons that I learned not only in giving these speeches, but what I went through to learn the things that I talked about have really helped me and blessed my life and my business, and I hope it does the same for yours. Keep following. We have a lot more coming up here in the next few months, including some interviews with top insurance industry executives, top agents, and top agency builders from across all the different IMOs in the insurance industry right now. So look forward to continuing to share with you and take a listen to these talks that were recently given here at a couple of key conferences over the past couple of months.
Good morning. All right, it looks like somebody got some sleep last night. All right, good to see you, good to see you. Well, good morning, my name is Edward Pritchett. It has been an amazing 13, now going on 14 years that I've had the privilege of working with Brandon Ellison, Casey Watkins, and Brian Pope, and the amazing Symmetry team and now Quility Insurance Holding Group that they have put together. And I know all of you are here for a couple of reasons, but really there's only one reason that matters. How many people are here for yourself today? Okay. Some people get what I'm asking. How many people are here for themselves today? Like you're tired of what things have always been. You're tired of, they said you could do this, they said you could do that. The business that you started 5, 10, 15 years ago, you thought it was gonna be the thing that took you to success, it didn't. The job that you worked for years didn't do the thing that you wanted it to do for you, right? And you're frustrated. You're tired. You're wondering, is anything ever actually gonna change? Well, here's my question for you. What's gonna be the thing that makes things change for you this weekend? And I say this weekend, we always say this weekend, I know it's the middle of the week, but just go with me on that, okay? What's gonna make it be different this time? And that's what I wanted to share. As we're excited, we have the energy, we're ready to hear from amazing speakers over the next 2 days. But here's the thing, all of us are gonna have to go home, right? What are you gonna be going home to? What are you going home to? Are you going home to a whole bunch of people that they're gonna be cheering you on, rah, yeah, let's go, you can do this thing, you're an amazing insurance agent, right? Or are you gonna go home to some kids crying? Are you gonna go home to some bills that you're still trying to figure out how you're gonna pay them? Are you gonna go home to clients that hang up on you? Are you gonna go home to a spouse that they support you sometimes, but there's those times that they're just like, why, you're still doing this thing? Is this really gonna be the thing that takes our family to the next level, right? So as you're thinking about these things, while you're here over the next couple of days, you need to be formulating an actual game plan. You need to get clarity. This is a time for clarity. The energy is great. Take the energy. The energy allows you to make an actual decision so that you can do something different. But this time, because you've had energy before, right? Have we all been somewhere where we were excited, we were pumped, we had energy, but then we went home and energy fades. And then you look down at your notes and you're like, dang, what was I supposed to do? This is a time for making a decision and making a game plan. Let me take you back a little bit. 13 years ago, January of 2011, I, as a brand new life insurance agent with Symmetry Financial Group, boarded a plane and I flew up to Canada. And I went to this place called Mont Tremblant and I went snowboarding for a whole month. I had made pretty good money in October, November, and December. Like I had like $20,000 in the bank, all right? And some of my friends convinced me that this was gonna be a great time to take a trip with them. Little did I know, they needed somebody to pay for the villa that we were staying in, or the whatever, townhome. So I spent a lot of money. I didn't do any work. I didn't call any leads. I had been in the industry for I had been with Symmetry for 3 months. I'd been in the industry for now 2 years. But I'd been with Symmetry for 3 months, and I took a month off, and I go and snowboard. It was fun. It was great. How much do you think was in my bank account when I got back home? Do you think I had bills to pay when I got back home? Do you think at that time, my girlfriend, who, love her to death, I don't know why she supported me during these times, I really don't. Show some love to Rebecca Pritchett if you follow her on Instagram or anything, like, just say thank you for what you did, because like this man wouldn't be, it would be bad had it not been for her. But I get home and there's all these things that still needed to be done. Luckily, I had already bought my ticket for my first Symmetry conference. It was around this time, it was the end of January of 2011. And I came in there and I was sitting probably like right where you guys are sitting over here, in the back on the right of the stage. That's where I was sitting. But that audience, it was like just these two sections. There was probably about 300 people at that conference that I went to. And a man got on stage by the name of John Woodbury. And he said something that we still say to this day. He said, "Are you fired up?" And we keep talking about this fired up, but here's what he continued to say after he said, "Are you fired up?" Why be fired up about selling life insurance? Why? It's life insurance. Let's be honest, guys, like it's not that sexy. I mean, it's life insurance, it's contracts, it's paper, right? But he said, "Are you fired up?" Here's what gets me fired up. This is what John was saying. Here's what gets me fired up about what I get to do every single day. Is the families that I get to protect when I deliver that death benefit, when I deliver that critical illness claim, when I deliver that disability claim check. That's what fires me up. I'm enabling legacy. I'm making change that nobody else, there's no other industry that can make the kind of change that we can make generationally in a family than what we do. And that's why he said, I'm fired up about doing that. Because he had a passion for people. He had made a game plan to be able to go out and do that in a very big way. Little did we know that a few years later, John would really show us what this industry can do to leave a legacy. Because his family, his 2 boys, his wife, still have a business to this day. 10 years after he passed away, he still has a business that's thriving, that's growing, and his sons, his wife, have income for the rest of their lives. Because he was fired up. He was fired up about protecting the families that we get to protect. But he had a game plan. He wasn't just fired up. Like, we get lost on the fired up part and we don't think about what's the game plan. What are you gonna do? So here's 3 things and a 4th that I'm gonna add on at the end. And Brian, I don't know where you are right now. I'm not still in the S3 system here, just so you know, but I'm taking 3 S's, anyway, we'll talk later. We'll work out the details on that, Mr. Delaney. But number 1, what is your game plan for improving your sales skills? We are in the sales business. I'm sorry, none of you are great salespeople. I'm serious. You think you are, you can talk to people, but you've never developed your sales training. What you're gonna hear throughout the next couple of days, I know we have John Ziller and Miranda Martin coming up here very soon, and if you haven't been following their podcast, you're missing out, okay? They're trying to teach you how to actually get yourself better at sales, right? We've been partnering with 7th Level for a couple of years now. How many of you have actually taken advantage of the sales training skills that they're trying to teach you and actually dive in and say, I'm gonna spend at a minimum 30 minutes, hopefully you can budget an hour to work on my sales training every single day so that you just get better and better and better. What is your sales skills training process? Right? What is your game plan for that? Are you clear about what you're going to be doing when it comes to that? Number 2, systems. Do we have a lot of systems here at Symmetry? Opt, Summit, dialers, I mean, the list goes on and on, right? Are you actually spending time to learn the things that you need to use in order to actually make your business grow and thrive, right? This is a business. This is your business, right? Again, you can be fired up about it, but fired up without a plan, what does that lead to, right? We've seen those guys on the side of the road, right? They get fired up about stuff too. They have zero game plan for what they're gonna be doing with it, right? So if I'm gonna be using these systems, am I spending some time training myself on those systems, all right? Now, from there, what's next? Self-development, right? So I got my sales skills, I'm doing training on that. I got my system training that I'm doing, and then I'm gonna actually work on self-development. Because I promise you, your business is only ever gonna be as big as you are. And I'm sorry, you can look in the mirror, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know, because you say it to yourself, you say, I could be better than this. I could do better than this. Why am I not? Well, what are you doing to train yourself to be the kind of person that is gonna lead a team of 20 or 50 or 100 or 500, right? Would you follow you? Like, look in the mirror and ask yourself that question. Like, have you ever done that where you like look in the mirror and you look into your actual eyeballs and you're like, who is that person? Is this who I'm supposed to be? Is this who I'm going to be? Or is this just the start? And make a game plan for that self-development. So those 3 again, sales, systems, self. Sales, system, self. When you leave on Friday, you should have a game plan. One thing in each of those 3 categories. Don't do 12 things. You ain't gonna do it. Let's go ahead and not set ourselves up to fail, okay? Just pick one thing. And here's how you get 12. Pick one thing a month, all right? You've missed January. I know you've already forgot your New Year's resolutions. Those are gone, so we're done. So this isn't a New Year's resolution. This is just for the rest of this year. I'm gonna pick one thing each month in those 3 categories, and I'm gonna work diligently on that. I'm gonna remind myself every day that that's what I'm working on. I made a game plan when I was at Ignite, and I've made a commitment to myself that that's gonna get done. One thing a month. If you do that, imagine over 12 months, or 11 now, over 11 months to improve on 11 key aspects in those 3 areas, and your life is gonna be different. The last thing I'll leave you with, you still have to work. You still have to work. You don't have to spend all day working on those 3 things. Like if you spend 3 hours, an hour on each of those 3 things, sales skills, systems, and self-development, you still got 5 to 6 hours to work. So continue to work during that time, and guys, you're gonna see your life change. You're gonna see things and do things that, we hope for our children, right? Like I hope my kids have this, that, like it can be for you, and then now your kids get to be in a whole different place. That's what the next few days can do if that's a capital I, capital F, if you decide that you're going to have a game plan coming out of this conference. So, as you think about being fired up, bringing the energy, do not forget that notepad that you have in front of you. Write those things down. Make a game plan, get with a mentor, have some accountability between that mentor, between your spouse or your partner. And guys, if you do that, life a year from today is going to be entirely different from you. Everything that you want, everything that you're looking to have is going to start flowing to you. Let's make this the best life-changing conference, not for everybody else around you, but make it the best life-changing conference for you. Let's go do it. Thank you, guys.